Hey guys, what is going on? And welcome back to the DIY Wrestling Podcast. I am Gordon Maston, obviously your host. And today we are here for Survivor Series. And yes, it's another late DIY Wrestling Podcast. Okay, what kind of sucks for me here, the reason why these are being done so late, and I just realized how horrible this lighting is. The reason these are being done so late, excuse me 1 second here. Yeah, the reason these are being done so late is basically because I am, well, so late as in next day, is because I am on my girlfriend's sleep schedule. And it is like the worst thing ever because I am not used to going to sleep at 10 and 11 and on the weekends 1 at night. It's just, no. I gotta fix this at some point. But we're not here to talk about my problems. We're here to talk about this show that was known as a giant problem to some people. And I just don't see how, like, so many people were mad about this show and so flabbergasted by the ending, which the ending I understand. And the show part. Why is everybody so mad? Like, I'm watching this with Caleb, and I'm tempted to read the text messages this man sent me because the calm, collected person that Caleb is, like, me just reading all his text messages would just be better than me reviewing this entire show. It's just a complete honesty. That's just the entire truth. Now, actually, I'll read his text at the end because he wanted me to react to his points, and while I was sitting there trying to talk to 4 other people and my girlfriend on the phone the entire time, and I am the worst multitasker. His texts were pretty entertaining, so I feel like they have to be right here. And Caleb, this is not me throwing you under the bus. This is me just throwing your points out there and addressing them where they stand if you end up watching this. Okay, and let me just say this right now. Here's a question he asked me. Why are you not mad about all of this? Here's the thing, dude. I don't know. Maybe it's because I had no expectations coming into the show. 0 to none at all. All I wanted to see somehow was somehow. All I wanted was a Shield reunion. And I got that. And actually, 2 things. I had expectations for 2 things that they just completely just... The Cruiserweight match, which was just bad. The best part of it was the Spanish Fly to the Floor by Kalisto. And the Cruiserweight match in Sami Zayn versus Miz, which just had a match. It was a Miz finish. Let's put it like that. It was a Miz and Maurice finish, as per usual with Miz title matches. And I'm like, that's not bad, but I wanted something to change. Okay, so let's finally get into the show. So we start the show with the women's 5-on-5 Survivor Series tag match. And long story short, everybody from Team Smackdown is eliminated, and it's down to I'm sorry, that's so force of habit before I said the word Charlotte, Bayley, and Becky. Charlotte and Bayley on Raw, Becky on SmackDown. I was rooting hard for Team SmackDown the entire way because just SmackDown is the better show. And Becky Lynch is a thing because I just adore Becky Lynch. It's just how it is. Okay. So with that being said, let's see if I really... Nia Jax was cleaning house at one point. I don't really remember much at all about this match, to be completely honest. Most of these, okay. The women's 5-on-5 was honestly forgettable. It was honestly... Nia Jax, all I remember was Nia Jax was made tap out by Becky Lynch. I don't remember how anybody else from SmackDown and or Raw got eliminated. Actually, I know Carmella got eliminated by Alicia Fox when she got axe kicked to the back of the head, and that was... Yeah, and I can't remember who eliminated Alexa Bliss for the life of me, but hey. Anyways, at the end, Bayley goes on to get the pin on Becky Lynch with the Bayley to belly. And the SmackDown Women's Champ falls to a girl who's looked at on Raw as a weak link, which is just, in all honesty, it doesn't look great to me. If anything, Becky should have, and this even pains me to say this part, Becky should have caught Bayley in disarmor. Bayley should have got close to the ropes. Becky should have pulled her back. Bayley should have tapped out. And then Charlotte should have came in, and like thumbed Becky in the eye and then got her by the tights. Just like the dirtiest of dirty finishes, because you're not going to make one champion go over the other clean. Like, are you? And just, you can't. I'm sorry. You just can't. For those who wondered the pre-show, Cruiserweight 6-man, the Faces won. Rich Swann, TJ Perkins, and I don't even remember, versus the usual same three heels on the other Cruiserweight side, which were Tony Nese, who just deserves so much more, Drew Gulak, and Nese, Gulak, and Daivari. So, yeah. Anyways, that was the women's match. And then Charlotte just beat up Bayley after that, which is like, okay. So we're setting up Charlotte Bayley on Raw. All right. Cool. Up next, I believe, was Sami Zayn versus The Miz. Sami Zayn and Miz, basically, it's, like I said, a typical Miz match, which honestly, as of late, have been great. I was going to refrain from saying the word awesome because, you know, The Miz. But Miz matches have been great recently. And up until the end where we have Sami Zayn who has Miz in the figure four and we don't know if Miz wants to tap, Miz kind of, like, Maurice rings the bell. Sami thinks he probably won. He lets go of the figure four, and Miz gets a roll-up and beats Zayn. I think he got the roll-up. I don't remember. It might have been roll-up, skull-crushing finale. I think it was just a roll-up. And that was about that. So Miz gets the win and retains his championship. Now, if it seems like I'm just breezing through these quite fast, this was one of the only matches I cared about, and they soiled my expectations on it. So it's just like I'm in the mood where it's just like everything is numb to me, and it just doesn't really matter. So we move to the tag teams, which is just, this is ridiculous. There are 20 men in this ring. If I can reel off all the tag teams on each side, I feel accomplished, because I couldn't even remember that Sheamus and Cesaro were a part of the Raw tag teams last night, to be completely honest with you. All right, so we had, let me get the forgettable ones out of the way first. We had the Hype Bros, okay, for SmackDown, the Hype Bros, Usos, Alpha, Rhino and Slater, and I'm forgetting one more. Oh my God, I'm forgetting one. Hype Bros, Usos, Alpha, Rhino and Slater. I can't remember. Either way. Whatever, right? And then on Raw's side, you got the Club, the New Day, Enzo and Cass, Sheamus and Cesaro, and then you got the Shining Stars. I remember the Shining Stars over SmackDown's fifth tag team. Come on, dude. Well, either way, this match was more entertaining than the women's match. I'm a little upset because you had an opportunity here. Okay, like I said, like much didn't matter to me. Some of the stuff in this, like they did in these matches, kind of mattered to me. So you eliminate the New Day early, right? So you think the top club immediately, like for some people they may think Enzo and Cass, but whatever, right? But immediately you just think, okay, the club's gonna reel this in and show what leaders they are, and Carl Anderson's gonna get to show how great he is. No, eventually the club gets eliminated. That's just about that. And Team SmackDown goes on to lose this one. And the sole surviving team for Team Raw is Sheamus and Cesaro. So yeah, that's just okay. That was a thing. I'm not even gonna keep searching for who that fifth tag team was for SmackDown. I've begun not to care. All right, we're gonna move on in here. What am I thinking of here? Okay. So up next, we get the Cruiserweight match, which is TJ Perkins, no, which is Kalisto versus Brian Kendrick. Kalisto wins. The Cruiserweight division goes to SmackDown. Kendrick wins. It's retained by Raw. And does it really matter? Because Baron Corbin, who was supposed to be out past Survivor Series, who was supposed to not even be at the event, is completely 100% cleared, walks in, kills Kalisto, and kills Kendrick. So whatever that, right? Like we were gonna build Kalisto as his top face just to have Baron Corbin come back as his top face of as a possible top face for the cruiserweight division, to have Corbin come back in and try and murder him. Cool, right? Yeah, awesome. We'll move forward here. We have the 5-on-5 Raw Men's Survivor Series match, and holy crap, this thing was almost the traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series match. This thing was almost about an hour. And honestly, at times it just felt like really okay. I don't want to say it felt convoluted, but the best way to explain this is I didn't really have any legitimate problems with this thing. Like, I just like whatever happened to me. To be honest, James Ellsworth got announced first as the team mascot who got to lead the team out. Like, they really took the extra effort to say, and here's the team mascot. Like, let's really look at something in perspective right now, okay? Let's really look at this. And this is the one thing that might make me mad. James Ellsworth, okay? The dude with zero chin. I'm not even kidding you. If you've never seen this dude before until yesterday, zero chin. This isn't just something that WWE made him do to stand out. This man literally has no kind of chin. James Ellsworth, who's not even that good a wrestler, who almost died and AJ Styles had to save his life mid-Styles Clash. That guy, James Ellsworth, is... They care to... They really care to put this man on every show and make sure you spotlight him in some kind of way. Like, not too big, but you spotlight him. When on Raw, we struggle. We struggle to get Adrian frickin' Neville on television. I'm sorry, Neville on television. And the dude is wasting my breath. He's better than Ellsworth. Obviously, he's better than Ellsworth. My point is, we put James Ellsworth in a spotlight, but can't even put Neville in a spotlight because Vince probably doesn't look at him as entertaining enough. Because it is what it is. Let me just say this. They've given more of a shit about James Ellsworth over the past 2 or 3 months than they've given about Neville. And that's a crying crime and a shame at that. It's just whatever, dude. Anyways, we're gonna move on. Here. Braun Strowman almost murdered people tonight. Man almost murdered AJ Styles. Man almost murdered Ellsworth. And I really wouldn't have been that bad. And the man was just running through people tonight. I'm just going to name my spots of the match. Obviously, the Shield triple powerbomb, but that happens because AJ ends up taking Dean out of the match routine SmackDown, and Shane ends up telling AJ, "You're out of your mind. What were you doing out there?" And then Dean ends up getting, later in the match ends up coming back, ends up attacking AJ, and then security ends up coming out and trying to take Dean out. But then he looks at Seth and Roman like, "Boys, come on, we got to do this real quick." And they just Seth, Roman, and Dean just completely annihilate AJ Styles with a Shield triple powerbomb through the announce table. Kevin Owens ends up beating, what's his face? I don't even remember who Kevin Owens beat with the List of Jericho. I think Kevin Owens beat AJ Styles with the List of Jericho and just got really, really mad and beat that man with the List of Jericho. Jericho compiled his list, handed it to a referee, and then, so that might cause a little bit of tension on Raw. So, yeah, there's that. I don't even know. I'm just sitting here going through this match. Long story short, Luke Harper comes out. Roman Reigns is the last man standing for Raw, which comes to the surprise of absolutely nobody. And Roman Reigns, for once in Survivor Series, does not pull off the "I am a god, you cannot stop me" Survivor Series routine. Okay. So with that now being said, what am I going to say? SmackDown gets the win, and that's about that. So now Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. Now I know I shorten a lot of stuff when I talk to you guys about what happened in this match, like the highlights of the match. I will literally tell you this entire match in thorough detail right now. We get the video package. Brock Lesnar comes out to the ring, does his double pyro, the pyro on the ramp, the pyro on the apron. And then Goldberg comes out. They do the whole old school entrance with the security guard knocking on the door. Goldberg gets escorted to the ring. Goldberg does his pyro. Goldberg gets in the ring. The bell rings. They stare each other down for about 5 seconds. And then Brock Lesnar does when he picks you up into the corner and drives you into the corner. And then Goldberg just pushes that man back like, come on, man. Spears him once. Spears him again, hits him with the jackhammer. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Brock Lesnar, the man who has literally been made to look like in kayfabe, Brock Lesnar, the man who's literally been made to look like God the last 3 years. Not even kidding you. He's killed everyone that stepped in his path. Just lost in 1 minute and 25 seconds to a 49-year-old man who's never going to do this again. Who said he just wanted to do this for his kid, to be like a superhero to the kids. All I have to say is I feel bad for anybody who betted serious money on Lesnar. Oh man, that's the only thing that came to my mind last night. Like, okay, Lesnar, you kind of just wasted Lesnar, right? But then again, I mean, Lesnar's been phoning it in for the last, I don't know how long. His match, literally, I'll suplex you about 4 times. You get your finisher, and I'll kick out at like 1, not even respecting you. And then that's just it. Like, that's just it. All right. Okay. So after that, Brock Lesnar gets his kid. Not Brock Lesnar. Goldberg gets his kid, has him take his shirt off, brings him in the ring. And they celebrate together. And Goldberg walks out. And he just sails into the sunset. Brock Lesnar is the most humanized man on the face of the planet now, because like Goldberg is now the end-all be-all. He just beat the final boss. Like it's like Super Smash Brothers when you can't find the right combination of people to beat Taboo, but then you know if you do it by yourself, there's one person you can make beat Taboo. Or it's just like any game where there's a final boss that's been unbeatable for the longest time and you finally do it. That is what Brock Lesnar was. What do you call it? Or in football when see, I'm a Buffalo Bills fan, so I'll put it like this in football terms. We finally beat the New England Patriots, and Tom Brady and Bill Belichick are like the collective final boss of that battle. Brock Lesnar was insurmountable for so long. And you could have had either 1 or 2 guys, in my opinion, in my honest opinion, that could have taken Brock Lesnar out that were legitimate threats. Shinsuke Nakamura or Samoa Joe. And I don't think either of those were a plan to have Lesnar be taken down with his streak. So, yeah, that was the thing. But you know what? I hope you guys did enjoy this DIY Wrestling podcast. And remember to leave a like. Subscribe if you're not subscribed for more of that WWE goodness on my channel. And I'm going to make a micro video. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.